The gift bags were lined up under the Christmas tree like a department store display. Tiffany's, Macy's, a giant box from the Disney store wrapped in gold ribbon, all from my sister Karen's kids. And then, tucked in the corner, a thin plastic bag, the kind you get at a drugstore checkout. That was from my daughter Emma, my 8-year-old little girl who had been counting down to Christmas for 3 months. I didn't say anything. I smiled. I told her to say thank you. But that night, after she fell asleep, still clutching that $4 coloring book, I sat on the bathroom floor and cried until I couldn't breathe. Because this wasn't the first time. And deep down, I knew it wouldn't be the last. My name is Linda. I'm 44 years old, and I have one daughter, Emma. My sister Karen has 3 kids, Tyler, 12, Brooke, 10, and little Mason, who just turned 6. For as long as I can remember, Karen's kids have been the golden grandchildren in our family. Maybe it's because she had 3. Maybe it's because she married a man my parents approved of. Maybe it's because I had Emma alone after my divorce and my parents never fully forgave me for that. I don't know. I've spent years trying to figure it out. What I do know is the numbers, because I counted. God forgive me, I actually sat down and counted. This past Christmas, my parents spent, between gifts, stockings, and cash envelopes, roughly $2,300 on Karen's 3 kids. Tyler got a new gaming setup. Brooke got an American Girl doll collection and a spa day voucher. Mason got a remote-controlled truck set, a Lego castle, and a stuffed duffel bag of candy and toys. Emma got a drugstore bag. Inside, a coloring book, a small box of crayons, and a candy cane. The total? I checked online later that night, $4.87. Here's what nobody tells you about moments like this. It's not the money. Not really. It's the look on your child's face when she realizes, even if she can't fully understand it yet, that she is worth less in this family, that she takes up less space, that she matters less. Emma didn't cry. That almost made it worse. She just looked at the bag. Then she looked at Tyler's gaming setup being unboxed across the room. Then she looked back at her bag, and she said, very quietly, "Mom, is Santa mad at me?" I had to leave the room. I walked into the kitchen, turned on the faucet so nobody could hear me, and I stood there shaking. Santa mad at her? My baby thought she had done something wrong. She hadn't done anything wrong. She was the most well-behaved child in that room. She said please and thank you all day. She helped my mother set the table. She shared her candy cane with Mason when he dropped his. And she got a $4.87 drugstore bag. Now, you might be wondering, did I confront my parents? Yes, eventually. But not that day. That day, I kept quiet because I didn't want to ruin Christmas, because I was raised to keep the peace, because I was terrified of being labeled the difficult one, the divorced daughter who always causes drama. But 2 weeks later, I called my mother. I told her what I'd observed, calmly, with specific examples. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. I just laid it out, the numbers, the disparity, and what Emma had said about Santa. My mother was quiet for a long time, and then she said, "Linda, Karen has 3 children. It's simple math." Simple math. 3 kids versus 1 equals $2,300 versus $4.87. I tried again. I said, "Mom, it's not about the total. It's about what each child receives individually." She said Karen's kids had more needs, that Tyler needed the gaming setup for school, that Brooke had been going through a hard time, that Mason was the baby. There was always a reason. There was always an excuse. And the conversation ended the same way every conversation with my mother ends, with me feeling like I was the problem.
Let me take you back, because this Christmas was not an isolated incident. It was the most extreme version of a pattern that has been happening Emma's entire life. Emma's 5th birthday party. Karen's kids each got $50 cash gift envelopes from my parents. Emma got a card. Emma's first day of school. My parents drove 40 minutes to take photos of Tyler's first day of middle school. They didn't call Emma. Emma's school play last spring. She had the lead role, a speaking part. She practiced for 6 weeks. My parents didn't come. They were at Brooke's soccer game instead, a regular season game, not even a final. Every holiday, every milestone, every ordinary Tuesday, Karen's kids are seen. Emma is an afterthought. And the worst part? Karen knows. She sees it, and she has never once, not once, said anything.
After that phone call with my mother, I made a decision. Not a dramatic one. I didn't cut anyone off. I didn't send a long letter. I didn't post anything on Facebook. I simply decided that Emma and I would no longer spend the holidays with my family of origin. This Christmas, this coming one, Emma and I are spending it alone, just the two of us, and a few friends who actually see her. I told my mother in October. She cried. She said I was being dramatic. She said I was poisoning Emma against the family. My father hasn't called since. Karen sent a text that said, "I hope you're happy." And honestly, I am. Because last weekend, Emma and I put up our own tree, just us. We made hot chocolate and played Christmas music, and she picked every single ornament herself. And at one point, she looked up at me with tinsel in her hair and said, "Mom, this is the best Christmas ever." It's not December yet, but it already is. I want to ask you something before you go. Have you ever been in a family where one child, maybe your child, maybe you yourself, was treated as less than? Where the favoritism was so clear it had a price tag on it? If you have, I see you. And I want you to know, protecting your child's heart is never dramatic. It is never selfish. It is the most important thing you will ever do. Leave me a comment below. Tell me your story. I read every single one. And if this video helped you feel less alone today, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.